Let's hear from the coach. This is Behind the Beard with Bobby Smirniotis, Borges FC head coach and sporting director. Now, the woman who takes us there, here's Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Stuff. We're back to our Wednesday schedule.
Wednesday?
It is.
Have we always been doing Wednesday?
Remember last year we were Wednesdays?
We're Tuesday?
No, see,
Tuesday
now we're Tuesdays. I'm glad that's been locked in.
We're finally back to a normal week, and I have no clue what's going on.
You never know what day of the week it is, though, to be fair.
Actually, -3.
Yes, as I would have said,
That's the
actually.
only thing that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll just start doing that.
Yeah.
Now that all these midweek games are pretty much done with, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think we're on weekends till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Trying to think if we have a Friday match. I don't think so.
Yeah. Crazy, a week in between games.
Yeah. What's that?
Never heard of that.
No.
Okay, lots to talk about today. But first, Labor Day, you had 2 days off for the first time in a long time. That video of you guys in the locker room made me laugh. I don't know if you saw it, but someone was in the locker room with a camera after the last game against Pacific, and you said 2 days, enjoy it. And then they're all like, 3, please, 3.
So I did hear the 3, and I also heard Cisse's famous line.
Which is?
Bonus.
Bonus. What is that?
Like a bonus pay. They get a bonus pay.
After that win?
Yeah. He's always the guy that throws in bonus.
Bonus.
And he's just laughing.
Yeah, Benny was like to Noah, like, come on, Captain, like, get us another one.
Yeah. 2 days is enough. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you forget what's going on.
That's one of our titles from last season, Behind the Beard, quote unquote, Coach Bobby hates days off.
Yeah. They're great.
Yes.
But they're terrible when you come back from them.
Yeah, not fun.
Right. It's always as challenging as it is playing games back to back. The next most challenging thing is when you come off of that and you've got a full week. It's you got to be careful with the players not being relaxed, because all of a sudden they're always in a state of concentration when you're playing a lot of games, and then all of a sudden there's 7 days between a game and there's a sense of relaxation. And that's normal. But then you need to make sure as a coaching staff and as the players, you bring that level back up.
Yeah.
So you're prepared for the next game. And it's usually that week. That's a tough one, and that's the week we're in right now.
It's weird how a little rest and recovery can kind of disrupt your flow, though, to your point.
No.
Were you able to do anything other than clean your pool with those days off?
What did I do? Caught some of the air show.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Where was
my
that?
boys wanted to see some planes, and it was quite impressive.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that when they do like the flips and stuff at the plane?
They do a little bit of everything.
Okay, nice.
Some new fighter jets, some older planes. It was quite nice.
Cool. I'm back at school, so that's the new thing on my side.
It's great.
So Wednesday we're recording because Tuesday I've got lectures to attend.
Oh. And you're attending?
Well, you kind of made a good case for me not to attend just then.
No, how?
You said, why would you watch or why would you go in person if they're recorded lectures, no?
No, I said, do they record the lectures? You said yes, and I say that'd be hard to concentrate with.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Go in person.
Okay.
Right?
That's
it's better. It's in your schedule.
Yes.
Otherwise, what are you gonna do? At midnight, you're like, I'll follow this lecture. You're sleeping by 12:15.
Yeah. Head on the pillow.
Right, no.
It's not very helpful.
Stick to a schedule. It helps.
You probably loved the lecture, I would imagine.
It all depends.
Mm-hmm.
We're all the same.
Yeah.
It's if something really, grasps you and you like it, it's great. I remember my first couple of days in physics. I thought teacher was talking a totally different language.
Different language.
I'm like looking around, everyone's writing notes. Like,
you didn't even know what to write down.
I'm like, what am I missing here? Pretty bright guy, at least I thought I was.
Yeah. How did you end up in a physics class?
So it all depends. Well, there are certain streams you can go, like with kinesiology and doing certain things. Let's just say I didn't continue in university physics.
And that's okay, because I don't think that's the main thing for Ken.
No. But, everything else was great. And depends, what year you're in the university. Year 3, 4, it's much better than the first couple of years. So then lectures are interesting.
I will say I've already noticed a big difference. My classes are so much smaller now that I'm in 4th year. Yeah. 2 games to talk about.
Oh, 2.
Of course. Well, it feels like little compared to what it's been in the past, given how congested August was. But, of course, Pacific this past weekend, and then we'll look ahead to Cavalry again at home. Yeah, both games are at home, which is nice. No traveling. that win against Pacific gave you the best home record in the league. And Noah talked about in his post-game interview that the team kind of feels invincible right now at Tim Hortons Field. So how much do you think home field advantage has contributed to the team's success this season?
Yeah, it's no secret that it's gotten us to where we are, and it's an important thing. And you look at our team last year, and you're coming off a championship season, and we had 4 wins at home. A lot of ties, but 4 wins, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough, not just because it's your home. We play our best football here. The field suits our style. The fans are excellent. The environment is fantastic. So, we can't be leaving here after 90 minutes with not having maximum points. And it's something we talked about a lot in preseason with the players, and just making sure that we make that commitment here. You can't guarantee everything, but you can make sure that you're playing some of your best football when you're playing at home. And I think that's what we've done, and that's allowed us to have a great record. We've still got few more home games, and we want to keep that going because that's going to be important to this run in here that we have with these final 7 games.
Yeah, 4 more crazy at home, I think.
3.
3?
3?
I don't know. I'm willing to challenge you on that.
3.
Really? Okay.
3.
I'll step down.
3 and 4 away.
I'll stand down.
7 games to go.
I will say, our last episode, remember we were talking about the fans at TFC? Got a couple comments saying that they were really happy that you heard the battalion all the way up from
of course.
The second
that was
thing up there.
That was fantastic. They're great. Everyone's great here. It's we got 5,500, 6,500 a game here, and it's when you look at it, it's not an easy stadium to create such a nice atmosphere.
That's
too.
So true. Yeah.
Because how big it is and so on. But when we're sitting on this side and we're just looking across, that atmosphere is there.
Yeah.
The sound is there. The excitement is there. So. We're doing a fantastic job. So they're doing a fantastic job. I'm glad that we give them a lot to be happy about leaving this place, and we just need to keep it going. We've given our fans a lot to be happy about over these years, but that's a little bit in the past, and you keep on moving forward.
Yeah. I want to look at this last home win against Pacific.
Yeah.
Firstly, the starting 11, because we saw a few guys worth noting. The first being, of course, Matteo Schiavoni, who had his first professional start. He's been terrific off the bench, and we know that, but this is the first time we saw him in the starting 11. So what did you make of just his performance, and what is it about him and maybe other players who are still young and up and coming that indicate they're ready for an opportunity like that?
Yeah, obviously with the Pacific match, we're coming off a midweek cup game, which was a tough one for us, leaving the cup competition. And you come into this match, and there were similar Pacific coming in, so it was important to bring in a different level of energy, and it's not just about bringing in a player that's fresh, but players that are going to bring, something a little bit different to the game. And I think, that's what we thought we'd get out of Matteo, and I think that's what we got out of him in 70 minutes. His work rate was excellent. He was very good on the ball defensively, helped us a lot. And then the same thing with Noah Jensen, who didn't play in midweek, but steps into the lineup, and, that's who he is. He's not a player that's has the level to not be playing each and every match. There's different things that go into who's playing and so on. So he's a player that slots in, and he has an excellent match. And not only that, he puts himself in a good position to keep on going.
Yeah.
As a player. So it was a lot about that, and finding the right keys in Nana and Poma, who I thought was excellent in his first 40 minutes before he had to come off. Gave us a lot of good vertical play, got us forward up the pitch. And then Amadou's coming off the bench when Nana's had to come off. And again, that freshness and that energy is important. So all of that combined, I think, gave us the success on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you jumped ahead a little
Friday.
bit there. Friday. Oh, nice. I wouldn't have caught that.
Yeah,
I was
Friday.
locked in. Noah, of course, starting with the armband, which we've never seen him have before. Yeah. So before we get to his performance and brace, of course, what qualities do you think he has that makes him a captain on this team?
Yeah, he's one of the 4 leaders of the team for us, and he's a guy who's been here and has kind of been through a little bit of everything as a player. A player that's worked himself into the club because he was also training here before as he was a university player. Right. He's come in here. He's played some of the biggest matches for our club from his first year and being an integral part of that team and his final matches. And then from last year, just becoming a guy that's an example for the others. He's the person that comes in, takes care of his body, takes care of what he needs to do wants to discuss tactical matters, doesn't shy away from things when it's going well, but also if it's maybe not going well, to have those discussions. And he's also demanding of himself in the group in training sessions and as a vocal player like that. So it's only normal. And we usually see Bex walking out with that armband, or in those cases Alex. But like I said before, it was about just bringing something fresh. So it was a couple of things. One was Noah wearing the armband, and two, Seba Costello's inclusion in the 18. He's a guy that was just cleared by doctors after a long period, and he's coming in and he's fully training. Is he ready to play? No, but it was an opportunity to get him into the squad and get him into the game day squad and give something fresh to all the guys walking into that match. So we had a lot of things, whether it was players on the pitch, Noah as walking the team out, and Seba Costello, who everyone loves on the team, and everyone's rooting for him because he's had a tough 2 seasons with injuries, and just being back, you give a different vibe to the team coming into a game that needs new energy.
Totally. I actually talked to Seba this morning in a one-on-one interview, and he gave me a couple things to ask you, so just stay tuned for that.
Okay.
He's always got interesting things to
say. Always.
But you just said it there. 4 captains are on this team, and I want to just explain the process for fans who might not be aware. You said it there in terms of the freshness and that being the reason you go with Noah, for example. But how else will you choose who the captain is on the day?
It's an excellent question. There's no formula.
There's no formula?
No.
Okay.
There's no real formula. It's just you decide on that day. Here's the guy who's gonna step up and do it. And you may take different factors. Like I said, we took a couple of factors in this past game with it. Other times it's been Alex. He's the other natural guy, and not that he's just been here for 6 years, but he's lived everything. So we just look at different factors going into those games on who we'd select when it's not our main guy in Kyle Becker.
Okay. Well, that smirk made me think, okay, this is going downhill fast. Whenever I get that from you, I'm like, shoot.
It was more of there's no real secret behind it.
Yeah. Okay. But going back to Noah, of course, he scores a brace, and he also just made numerous just really smart clinical passes. He gets CPL Player of the Week. So just looking at his game against Pacific, what else stood out to you the most about him?
Yeah, you mentioned most of it. It's not only work rate, but his ball retention, his ability to spread the field out and, just pick apart the opponent and then do what he does best in some of these longer range shots. He's got some of the best strikes in the league, and he just needs to use it a little bit more. That's something we talk about. And when you bring it out, and in this game it was 2 very good ones, and next game it could be 4, and one of them goes in, and that's what you need to do in that position to make sure that you bring out your best qualities. Like I always say, everyone's a superhero in their own way. You got to bring out your best qualities, and he brought them out that last game.
Yeah. Last week we talked about this game, and you made sure to emphasize how important it was giving you that 3 points, allowing you to stay at the top of the table, an opportunity to really refresh the group, have that 8 days, which feels like forever in between that one and the one against Cavalry. So how do you really optimize this one and readjust to be successful this weekend? Yeah,
the biggest thing is you take those 3 points, and now you've also got a couple of days off, so it makes those days a little bit
more
easier.
enjoyable.
Yeah, especially for us
for a
as
guy
a coaching
who doesn't
staff.
like days off. Yeah.
Right, so that helps, and it helps the players, and just coming in with a good mindset, refreshed, before you start putting the next bout of stress on the players, which is a good stress. It's the one that you have as an athlete and everyone. It's the preparation and all of that. So I think that set us up well for this week, and now it's about you keep on going. You keep stepping forward. You keep on trying to do the right things in training, so those can translate into the match.
Okay, well, Cavalry this weekend, and we know how competitive these games can be. Don't think they had the start to the season that they would have liked, a little slower out the gate, but now they've started to pick up some momentum, and they're just 4 points away from the top of the table. So apart from maybe some players who are returning from injury, what else do you think has really played a role in their recent success?
Yeah, I think they've become a little bit more efficient, in doing things. One big thing that was part of their game last year was set pieces. Something they didn't have a lot of success with earlier in the year. Now you're looking at a stretch of their last 4 or 5 games, and they've been very good and clinical on set pieces, which is important to their game. And those things make a difference in our league. You look at this past weekend, and there's quite a few goals scored on set pieces. You know, Ottawa's won a game against why am I drawing blanks? Who did they play again? Vancouver on an Olympico.
Oh, yeah. I did see that, actually.
They had another crossbar, another post.
What is it with the CPL and Olympicos? Why have there been so many?
I'm not sure. But you got those set-piece goals in Cavalry's last game with Valor.
Yeah.
I think 3 of the goals were from set pieces. So those are important parts of the game, and we see that a lot with our opponents. I think that's one thing that's probably changed in their game. They're able to unlock a couple of games with some of these corner kicks or free kicks that they're running.
Yeah. Okay, a few other guys on forwards that I want to highlight before we move on to that funny questions I have courtesy of Seba Costello. 2 other guys who were recognized in the CPL Team of the Week alongside Noah Jensen, one being Dom Samuel, who completed, I believe, or won 10 of 14 tackles, and then Chris Kalongo, who made at least 5 saves to protect his clean sheet. So I've kind of got a double-barreled question for you. Sorry. Dom Samuel, how much of a cornerstone have you seen him really be over these past couple of years with the club, and how impressed are you with Chris Kalongo and his ability to just pick up where he left off, having missed the past couple games?
Yeah, with Dom Samuel, you look at the last game, and that's a great example of who he is. You know, he's a player that hasn't played as much in this last while, and you ask him to step in a game and do his job, and he's done it perfectly. You know, he's been excellent, and that's who he's always been throughout his career at this club. You know, he's a soldier for the club, he's a soldier for the team, and you can count on him whether he's played 20 games in a row or hasn't played in 20, and you need him in the biggest game of the season. And that's the one thing I'm always confident about with him. You know, he's had these minor little injuries from the beginning of the season, throughout the season, that have kept him back a little bit, but that's who he is, and when he plays, he's a dominant defender. There's not many better pure defenders in this league than him, and Chris Kalongo is a great match for him. You know, he had his small ankle injury a few weeks back, which kept him out, and this was an opportunity to get him reactivated back in, and yeah, he's done a great job for us, and we've got 2 excellent goalkeepers.
Yeah. Soldier, I feel like a really good word for Dom, actually. Okay, moving on now. As I said, I talked to Seba, and
This is going to be interesting.
they're actually not too intense.
Okay.
There were a few things that I wanted to pick your brain on. The first being his carpool situation with Tristan Borges.
Yes.
What would you imagine that's like, just going in there 6 a.m. driving to practice?
Here's the thing, you know, Borges sometimes may like to have these inner thoughts. Seba doesn't have inner thoughts. All his thoughts are out. So maybe Tristan has learned to speak more in the mornings.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Because here's the thing, you know, a lot of times I'm walking from my office into the team room and back and forth, and obviously this is the hallway. So, you know, there's quite a few times in a week where I'm walking back to my office from the team room, and here they come around the corner. And they're never coming silently. There's not one moment where they've turned the corner and it's just 2 guys walking to get in. It's 2 guys talking.
You're not wrong. Sometimes when I wait for you in here, the door's open. Seba and Tristan come by, but the reason I can hear them coming is Seba. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
So Seba doesn't have an inner thought.
That's actually really fun. That's exactly what he said. He said sometimes he feels like he might be too much for Tristan in the morning. But typically
Has he told you anything about his parallel parking?
No.
Yeah.
Is it bad or is it good?
Well, you should ask.
I will ask.
Yeah. There's a thing about his parallel parking.
Interesting. Especially
if there's other cars there.
Oh God.
And how he takes the space of 2 cars with his 1 car.
Oh jeez.
When other people need to park. You know, everyone's fighting for these spots right outside the stadium, so they don't have to park behind.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. There are a couple players who do have an iconic, like, parking situation going.
Seba Costello.
Do you know who the other one might be? Corey, do you know who I'm talking about? There's one player who...
Alex?
No.
I don't know that.
One player who seems to, without fail, at least once a week, park on the line of the parking spot, so that he's literally in between 2 spaces. Jordan Hamilton.
There he is.
We literally had to find out whose car it was because it happens so much, especially at the beginning of the season. And you're right, we're fighting for the spots behind the video board. Jordan, man.
There you go.
Can you please have a talk? Can you please talk to him about that?
You should find out about Seba's parallel parking.
Is it worse? Is he hitting things?
Apparently, it's quite the story.
Okay. We'll ask him about it.
Yeah.
If there were two players who you could choose to carpool with and you had to, who would you choose to be in a vehicle with in the morning?
Who would I want to carpool with? Let's see.
It
Because
depends,
you need a balance of things,
yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say.
So I'd say, in having some good, serious conversations, Ali and Noah Jensen. And Becker too, but I'll go with two of the younger guys, Ali, Noah Jensen. And if I just want my brain to sink a little bit, I get Seba in there.
Yeah.
The other one I'd be interested in was Kalongo.
Really?
Just to see if we can spark a little bit more conversation.
You know what? I was watching practice this morning and I was like, I've never heard Chris talk that much ever.
Yeah.
It's because he's in net. Well, obviously he's in his element, but yeah, you make a good point. I think Seba and Borges would just be funny because it's such a
those guys, they may have a podcast one day.
Yes. Yeah, they should take our spots. Yeah. Interesting dynamic though, because of course Seba's like this, maybe Borges just listening. Another thing that Seba and I talked about were his guilty pleasures, one being food, the other being TV shows. He basically told me last season that was big into Netflix reality TV. No longer anymore. Okay. But at one point he was.
He's graduated? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do you have any TV shows like that?
Don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah. They're so bad they're good though. Do you know what I mean?
Bad ones?
They're bad, but they're good.
I don't watch bad TV.
Oh, okay. See,
I was trying to think of the last thing I wanted to watch on a weekly basis. Billions?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I don't know if that's HBO or
Yeah, I think it's HBO, yeah.
Billions.
That's an intense one. See, these are good shows that are just good.
Yeah.
They're not guilty pleasures because they're actually good shows.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Seba's watching Mexican soap operas.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, no.
You kind of got it right on the money, actually.
There you go.
He told me about one guilty pleasure food for you, and I want to see if we are on the same page here.
That he said is one for me?
He said, ask Bobby about ba-da-da.
Ice cream?
No, but you've talked about that before. That's a good one. Bacon. Are you a big bacon guy? What's going on?
I like bacon. We just can't have it at Forge.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah. He was like, okay, unfortunately, it's not in the diet, but...
Sometimes it sneaks its way in, and the guys are looking at me. They're like, if Coach grabs some, we'll
then
grab some. That's what I tell them. Grab all you can. It won't be here for long.
Yeah. True.
It's going to leave.
Or Coach Joe is going to see you, and then...
Who doesn't like a good bacon and tomato sandwich?
Oh, my... Oh, yeah, like a BLT?
Yeah, not like just bacon to eat bacon. No.
Oh, okay. Honestly, you just...
No.
All right. Well, that's all I have.
Nice rye bread, bacon and tomato sandwich.
Or just bacon and tomato? What about the lettuce? You're just describing a BLT without lettuce.
Then if you put lettuce, then people want to put mayonnaise, and then it gets overboard.
Oh, you're no-go for mayonnaise.
No, I like mayonnaise, but then you're just adding stuff.
Okay.
You're already eating bacon.
That's enough, right?
There you go. If you want to get creative, you throw an egg in there, a little avocado.
Whoa.
That's what my youngest son makes for breakfast.
Really?
Yes.
Your youngest son makes that?
Yeah, both of them.
That's like someone from a cafe.
Yeah, we teach those guys how to
cook. Teach them well, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach. We got episode 18, 19 next week. I forget. We don't care. Come on.
We just keep on rolling.
We'll just keep going. Actually, even we're just always going to do this. Okay?
All right.
Just so you know. Every Wednesday.
Forever.
Even after the
I'm just trying to think, I'm not going to say it.
Okay. Pause.
This has been Behind the Beard with Mackenzie Barwell and Bobby Smyrniotis. If you like what you heard, please follow, subscribe, comment, and share.
What do you got over here? What are these Bobo pecan pies?
They showed up in my office from the game on the weekend.
Corey, can you actually pass those
to me?
I guess
my wife got them from somewhere.
Toss them. Just toss one. This for sure would be a...
What is that? Is that a healthy snack?
I was literally going to say, this has to be your guilty pleasure.
No, it can't be. What
Bobo's Pecan Pie Oat Bites.
Oh.
Not sponsored.
There's 10 in there. How many are not in there now?
I might take one to go, actually. These kind of look good. So you have nothing to do with this. Fine.
No.
Add it to the collection. I might take it.
There you go.